Okay, today we're going to learn about evaluating expressions. Sometimes you've heard about substitution. I have these, there's two attachments that are going to be posted on Google Classroom. I'd like you to print them out. If you can't print them out, then you're going to have to write down the notes on your, just a blank piece of paper. But it's all set up for you. It's like a little graphic organizer. So this is saying if A equals B, then A may be replaced for B in any expression. An example, evaluate A, B squared plus C. So let's reread. It says A times B squared plus C. Okay, that's how you read it. So when you substitute in, generally we want to make sure we have parentheses around any negative number, but we're going to put parentheses around everything just to keep in the habit. Okay, so I'm going to substitute in. A is 2. So I'm substituting that in for A, times B is 4, and it's squared, and then plus 7. So again, when you solve these or you evaluate these, you're going to use the order of operations. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to square that 4, which means 4 times 4. So I'm going to rewrite the 2 times 16 plus 7. The next order of op would be the 2 times the 16 would give me 32. Plus the 7, and when I add those two together, you get 39. Okay, so let's fill this in. The most important rule in algebra, and I know it says algebra, but you're doing algebraic expressions, you put parentheses right around negative numbers, because it makes a difference when we put them around. Okay, so basically when we substitute in, to get into the habit, it would be a good idea just to rewrite them and then substitute in and put parentheses around anything. Okay, all right, so this one, it says evaluate 3 times x squared minus 4x. So it's really 3 times x squared minus 4 times x. Now let's substitute in. So we have 3 times, well, x is negative 2. And negative 2 is going to be squared minus 4 times negative 2. So let's do our exponent first. So now we have 3 times, well, negative 2 squared means negative 2 times negative 2. That would give you 4. And if we look right here, we have, here, I'm just going to copy this down. We can actually multiply that, but I just want to do one step at a time right now. So now we have 3 times 4. And let's take care of these parentheses here. So 3 times 4, and this is really a negative 4 times a negative 2, which gives us a positive 8. So that's why we say plus 8. The next step would be to multiply the 3 times the 4. So 3 times 4 is 12, plus the 8, and the answer would be 20. Okay? Let's check the next one. Another example. Let's rewrite this. This is a squared times b minus b squared. Take a look. It says when a is 3 and b is negative 4. So I'm going to say 3 squared times negative 4 minus, and you're going to put your parentheses around it, negative 4 squared. So 3 squared is 9. And we're going to say that's times negative 4, right? Because that's what it says. And then minus, well, negative 4 squared means negative 4 times negative 4, which gives us a positive 16. So now we have 9 times negative 4 is negative 36 minus 16. Negative 36 minus 16 is 52, or negative 52. Let's try the next one. A squared times b minus b squared. Now we're going to substitute in 4 squared times negative 7 minus negative 7 squared. 4 squared, which means 4 times 4 is 16, times negative 7. Notice when two numbers are next to each other, it means multiplication. And minus, well, negative 7 squared is negative 7 times negative 7, which gives me a positive 49. Your negative sign comes down. Okay? So 16 times negative 7 is negative 112 minus 49 gives us a negative 161. Okay, now we're going to do the next one. This one says negative y squared minus 3 times x times y. Be very careful when we substitute this in. We have negative, because that's there. Y in this case is 2 squared minus 3 times negative 4 times 2. So when we square 2, this is really 2 times 2 is 4. Your negative sign comes down. So you have negative 4. And we multiply negative 3 times negative 4. It gives you a positive 12. And that 12 is going to be multiplied by 2. So now do your multiplication. So you have negative 4 plus 12 times 2 is 24. And negative 4 plus 20 gives you a positive 20. Last one. So we have negative y squared minus 3 times x times y. Well, x is going to be negative 5 and y is negative 3. So now we have negative, that stays outside, and you're substituting in a negative 3 for the y, and that'll be squared, minus 3 times negative 5 times negative 3. When you have those negative signs, be very careful. Okay, so when we take negative 3 and square it, we get negative 3 times negative 3 is really 9, and your negative sign comes down. Okay? And now we have a negative 3 times a negative 5 gives me a positive 15, and that positive 15 is now multiplied by negative 3. So do your multiplication, so negative 9 minus 45 gives you negative 54. Okay, so the second sheet I'm going to have you finish for homework, and we're either going to submit it or we're going to print it out and just bring it in for the next class. Just check for a Google form just in case. See you next class.